Hello students, today our topic is English 2 Unit 5 Composition. Okay, let us see what Precis writing is. Let us see all the four topics one by one. First we are going to see Precis writing. What is a Precis? A Precis is like a miniature portrait of the passage. It reminds the absolute essential points accompanied with the mood and the tone of the author of the passage. The one aspect that needs to be taken care of is that one should not add one's subjective interpretation or comments to the piece and should try to retain the original author's voice and opinion. As far as the writing style is concerned, the writing should be clear with effective sentences, no rambling, and diction should be flawless. Ultimately, it is the coherence of the views presented in the precis that matters, and this can be achieved by making sure that one is concise and to the point. Unnecessarily long sentences should be avoided, and the transition from one point to another should be smooth and consistent. Okay, transition transition should be one point to another should be smooth and consistent, and long sentences should not be there because we already say that already seen that Precis is a short form. Precis is a short form of the original passage. So we should not use very long sentences as used in the original passage. Finally, the precis should make sense and be logical in its content and presentation. What a precis is not. We have seen what is a precis. Now we are going to see what a precis is not. So keeping the above in mind, you need to keep in mind what a precis is not. The following are some of things that should not be a part of or a reflection of the precis. Okay, simply a summary of a passage, simply an abstract of a passage, an outline of a passage, a mere selection of a few important sentences from a passage, a collection of disconnected facts and statements. These are all the things that a precis should not have. Okay, it should not be simply it should not be an abstract of original passage, it should not be an outline of the passage, uh, it should not be merely the collection of some important points from the original passage, um, and a collection of disconnected facts should not be there. Facts or statements should not be there. Just of a good precis is marked by clarity, brevity, and precision. It's not just lifting of the sentences from the original, it should be written in the writer's own words. Okay, we should read the original given passage and convert it to a consist of a portrait of the original passage without changing the original meaning of the given passage. Okay. It is a miniature version of the original passage. It should be a miniature version of the original passage, but not the writer's original passage. It must have logical order and be well lit and well connected. Must have coherence. Must use linking devices such as so, therefore, and because, further, etc. These should be used to make coherent between sentences. Must follow the order of ideas of original extract. Must have a title. It should have a title, of course, is written in reported speech, must be contain any details not found in the originals. Okay, must not be contained. Okay, only the things that in the original passage should be retained in the Precis also. Do's and don'ts of Precis writing. First, what are the do's in Precis writing? We are going to see. Start your piece by highlighting the main idea of the passage, and you should create a contextual environment where you can place the necessary points. Once the main idea is established in the Prezi, you can present the methods, points, facts, etc. used by the author of the passage. Okay? Compress and clarify a lengthy passage, article, or book while retaining important concepts, keywords, and important data. Remove what is superfluous and retain the core essence of the work. Always remember what mention about history should be advisably done in the past tense. State the purpose of the research or piece writing. Do not express your own opinion, wish, remark, or criticism. Do not insert any question in your PC. Its significance is essential, may be expressed by a statement. Do not use abbreviations or contractions. Do not be shaky. This suggests that most probably you have not understood the sense of the passage properly. Okay, easy in the making. So we have seen do's in a Prezi and don'ts in a Prezi and Prezi in how to make a Prezi. This is for an example passage. When one is writing a Prezi, he or she should take care of a few essential points. First thing is that one needs to convey the general idea of the argument with absolute clarity. The second thing that you need to do is to make sure that all important points of the original passage are included in the Prezi. Lastly, make sure that the language of the Prezi is clear, crisp, concise, and follows the rule for correct diction. The following rules are general guidelines you should follow while writing Prezi. Closely read the passage and identify the central idea of the passage. It is vital to identify the general idea of the passage and incorporate it in one piece. Look out for the total number of words. If the number is not provided, quickly calculate the number using approximation. Okay, that should not be very particular, but approximately more or less. If the original passage contains 250 words, we can approximately count as 220 like that. In order to understand the passage clearly, make sure that you read the passage closely and give it a couple of reads before you start writing the Prezi. Highlight the most important points in the passage and make notes. Leave out all essential information from the Prezi. Provide an apt heading to your Prezi. This is most important one, providing heading to the Prezi. Note making is an essential task for writing Prezi. You should try to arrange the points in most logical order and ensure the order of thought is the same as the original. The three grammatical rules you need to follow while writing a Prezi are: write it in third person, indirect form, and appropriate past tense. Remember this, while writing the Prezi, three grammatical rules should be remembered. First one is write it in the third person. Okay, as you were a third person. Direct form. It should not be in a direct form. Appropriate past tense. Okay, always a precis should be written in past tense. It is advisable to provide designations of officials rather than names and titles. Okay, like Mr. Singh. Instead of instead of that, we can use or Singh. Instead of that, we can use Dr. Singh. Okay, CEO. Likewise. In case the official designation is not provided, you can use the personal name. If it is not provided, only you can use personal name. Kindly be consistent with the pattern to adopt. Make sure you review your rough draft, remove the chinks, and ensure that you have made no language related errors. Before writing a Precis, make sure you have a glance over the original to make sure you have not missed anything. Finally, a wise policy would be to count the words of your Precis and put them down in a bracket at the end. Okay, writing a Precis of a given passage. Okay, there is a sample passage here. There is an enemy beneath our feet, an enemy more deadly for his complete impartiality. He recognizes no national boundaries, no political parties. Everyone in the world is threatened by himself. The enemy is the earth itself. When an earthquake strikes, the whole world trembles. The power of earthquake is greater than anything man himself can produce. But today, scientists are directing a great deal of their effort into finding some way of combating earthquakes, and it is possible that at some time in the near future, mankind will have discovered a means of protecting itself from earthquakes. An earthquake strikes without warning. When it does, its power is immense. If it strikes a modern city, the damage it causes is as great as it strike a primitive village. Gas mains burst, explosions are caused, and fires are started. Underground railways are wrecked, buildings collapse, bridges fall, dams burst, gaping pits appears in busy streets. Okay? These are all the major points of a Precis that is being taken. And this is how, based on the above paragraph, we arrive at the following theme sentences for the four paragraphs. Okay, what are the earthquake, the deadly enemy of mankind? Damage caused by an earthquake is general. Damage by an earthquake is particular. What can the scientists do? These are all the things that points that given in the passage. This reference, we are going to write the preach of it, earthquake, the deadly enemy of mankind. That is the title of the passage. Okay, proceed. So here are two. Okay, damage caused by an earthquake is general. Damage caused by an earthquake is particular. Okay, what assigned to them? What are the reason for the incidents? What could be done to avoid it? And here, a good Preeti should have all these things. A good piece is marked as clarity, brevity, and repetition. It's not just lifting of the sentences from the original. It should be written in the pre-writer's own words. Is miniature of the original passage, have a logic order, and be well knit, well connected. Okay, so all these eight are being satisfied with the freezy that we have seen before. Okay, thank you.